This computer is the Alienware Aurora R5. It was released in 2016. It has an i7-6700 in it and came with 16 gigs of memory, which can go up to 64. This model had a GTX 1070 in it. You could go up to dual GTX 1080s. I'm not sure how many people actually did that. Probably been pretty expensive. But it comes with typical Alienware, Alien, and you have this nice lighting on the side. It is controllable in software only. Along the top here, there was 4 USB-As, headphone jack, and microphone jack. And there's an ample selection of ports in the back. See here, there's 6 USB 2.0s, network jack, USB-C, 4 faster USB 3s, a full selection of audio jacks, so you can do 8.1 surround sound, and it has 5 video inputs here. The outside of the computer really looks pretty good. It's when you start getting into the inside that you have some weird configurations. I don't know why they decided to do some of the stuff that they do. To get inside this computer, there's a side panel here. You gotta make sure it's unlocked, and it can be a little annoying to get off of here. So the side of this comes off. You gotta pull. There's a lever in the back here. You gotta pull this. Comes right off. The ample selection of ports continues inside. We've got 2.5-inch SSD slots. You have 1 terabyte hard drive that this came with. I later upgraded this so that it had an NVMe SSD inside of here, because you don't want to run on a hard drive with any computers. Feel that kind of was dumb on Dell's part. The biggest problem with this, like most Dells, is everything here is proprietary. Some of it looks pretty close to like your micro ATX and that sort of form factor, but it's not. This is the great thing here with the power supply. It's been killed to death on Gamers Nexus and other channels. Basically, they put this hot power supply directly over where the CPU is, making this fan worthless. It just blows straight into the back of this. But this power supply was actually pretty nice. It's unfortunate it's it's a Dell proprietary power supply. It's 850 watts, which, to be honest, is complete overkill. Even if you had 2 1080s, I think that still would be overkill. The CPU power here, there's some power for the motherboard. It really is like ridiculous that they don't just use a standard board here and a standard power supply. It would make it so much easier to upgrade these things. The video card down here, as I said, is a GTX 1070, has 8 gigs of memory. It looks really nice, but it's the older blower style where there's only one fan down here, so they can get pretty noisy. Here we are in Arc Raiders. going to run at 1080p, and this game is an Unreal 5 engine. However, it has ray tracing turned off, so it will still perform fairly okay on older systems. You can see we're doing 1080p without any resolution scaling. And we're going to set this frame rate limit to 60 because the monitor that we were using was only 60 hertz. As you can see, we are in the game now, and the rain effects aren't the best, and the edges around stuff are a little fuzzy, but the game still does play. It's at around 40 FPS. It's slightly higher if you go inside, of course. The processor is pretty much pegged at 100% for the entire time. So it looks like it could use a slightly better processor to pair with this 1070. We are in Fortnite. We're setting the maximum frame rate to 120 FPS and DirectX 12. We are doing 100% scaling at 1080p. We're going to go for all low settings other than view distance so that we can see people to shoot. Here we are exploring Camp Krusty, the map in Fortnite for The Simpsons was pretty great. But initially, when we dropped in, it was doing very bad, like 30 FPS or so. The game eventually settled out so that it was at least playable and wasn't locking up at all. We were going between 60 and 80 FPS with the occasional drops, which is a hallmark of Fortnite and older processors. Here we are in Counter-Strike 2. We're going to set this at low video settings and at 1080p full resolution. This was somewhat of a disappointment to me because we're only getting 57 FPS in CS2, which I was pretty sure we were going to do better than that. But for some reason, the power usage for both the CPU and GPU were like well below what each of them could handle. So I don't know if there was a problem with the drivers or something with the computer,